Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this the 7 C's. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings and you know we pray up.
To remain silent. Anything you say and can will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have them present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questionings if you wish. All right. You good, dude?
You good, dudes? Everybody good? Hi. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening for everybody. Let me go back up here and say hello to everybody who's here. Sandy, hello, beautiful people. Welcome in, Sandy. Grandma and Nanny are doing just fine. Last night was so much fun. I had a lot of fun too. More to noon, Kara says. Hi, Cara. Oh, my days. I'm catching alive. Katya, it's so good to see you. Miss Sarah, so good to see you as well. Hannah Banana, hello, beautiful. Miss Sarah, giving me kisses. You probably won't get a chat much, but you're here. That's okay. You're covered in paint. Eek. Getting ready for work as we speak, so I'll be in and out. Okay, Hannah, you do your thing. You guys could be anywhere watching this hearing. I'm just really, really thankful you're hanging out with me. Lots of love, Miss Sarah. Abeles. Hello, sweet love. How are you? You good, dudes? So there's a little poll up at the top. It just asks if you think that the gag order is going to be lifted before the sentencing comes for July 23rd. What do you guys think? Tracy, hi, how are you? It's so good to see you here. I love your little picture with your baby, grandbaby. Ali, how are you? I didn't get to see you much last night, but I'm glad you're here this morning. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. You'll be back in a second. You need food. Okay. My hubby, he's going to take the little baby doggy out to get her grooming, and then I'm going to take her this afternoon to see her mama at the rehab. She's going to be so very excited. So very, very excited. Abelis, where's your Brian? So they've already come online. It said 9 minutes originally, and stream started 3 minutes ago. So it should be coming up anytime. So we'll just hang out and chat in the meantime. Nanny is doing good. Nana, who is my mom, she's doing really well. She's working hard, getting her stuff done. Ali says, hi, Hannah. Is it Ali or Ali? Correct me. Ali like Ali or Ali like Muhammad Ali? Thank you, Hannah. It's good to see you, even if you're covered in paint, Katya.
I love your face. I love your face.
I sure do. I love your faces. Thank you all. Allie like Alley Cat. Alley Cat. I like that. I like that a lot. Just put on a little something in the. I heard this on every, like the last 15 pages that I went to, this mean old song about not taking any crap off of nobody. I'm going to play that little song in the background and see what you guys think. I'm sure everybody has heard it, but it sure is cool. Y'all know this? Love this.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive.
I've heard that on so many channels. Is that not the coolest thing? I thought it was a cool song. Could be just me. Maybe I'm nerdy. Food will be there soon? Okay, good. Hopefully this hearing will get started soon. You need that song? Isn't it cool? I thought it was cool. Especially that first part of it. Hi and bye. Alright, babe. You headed out? Kisses. Love you. Love you too. Aftermath, hello. Everybody says hello, Mr. Firelight. Aftermath, Firelight. Hi and bye. I'm gonna start it again. Listen to the first part of this song. It's so. Put your fighting suits on and.
I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough, I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move
so cool. It applies to a lot of people, but it's so cool. Oh, let's see. Katya says to check Discord. You need the song? Yeah, I found it. I believe it or not, I found it in the back of the YouTube studio with all of the little songs. It's called, let me tell you what it's called. Well, it's called Statement. I wonder if it's on YouTube itself. Right? Its song is awesome. Let me go over here, see if while we're waiting on the. There it is.
I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll go show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the
Pretty
fakeness.
cool.
If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast.
It's just cool. I think it's cool. I thought it was pretty cool. I don't know. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. What? Let me go back over here so I can talk to you. Your logo's blocking the name. What's the name? Sorry, stepped away from the desk. Now listen, Cara. Oh, he knows Krama, not cramps. No crap. Let's see. Let me. This is what I'll do. Let me share it here. There you go. There you go. That'll help. And anybody who doesn't like my boring old self here, the Idaho hearing is on this website, but I like to hang out with you guys. Not much going on until it starts. Just kind of messing around. Oh, you told me to check Discord. Did you send me anything cool? You got it? Good. I miss you guys too. I miss you too. Hopefully this hearing will get started soon. That is amazing. That is amazing, Katya. You guys have repainted the whole thing. So you've gotten rid of everything out of the house and put it into somewhere. I can't be. I can be. You guys make me happy. Every time I'm here, you have such beautiful things to say. It makes me happy. You did a video for the blog? Did you? Send it to me. It's on Spotify? That's awesome. Hey girl, I know you stay as long as you can in that house until you have to get out and live with the in-laws. It's not the best scenario in the world, but it's temporary, right? It's all temporary. It's a season. Oh, Tracy, you're too sweet. You have a vlog ready? Well, you have to send it to me. Hio's word for today is shut the fuck up. I love it. It's only for a season, Katya. Only for a season. Yep. Hopefully they're going to get this started pretty soon. Let's see. Let me go over here and see if there's anything that came out that we haven't seen yet about the case. While we're waiting. There we go. So it looks like on July 11th, look at this mug. Let me make this bigger for y'all. Best place ever. Love you, girl. Member for 4 months. Has it been 4 months? Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you, Katya. I appreciate the hell out of you. Nasty eyes, right? Nasty eyes. Not sure what he's about, but he ain't my people. He's a little dark. Anyway, it says that he's consented to a no-holds-barred sit-down interview this fall, according to well-placed sources, whoever those are. Now, listen, I don't know anything about these little offshoot. Yeah, the eyebrows. You know he's in there shaving those brows. I don't know anything about these offshoot little pages here, hub pages. Take this with a grain of salt. I don't know much about them, if they're a legitimate news source or if this could all be crap. I don't know. I don't understand how there's a whole group of people who thinks he's hot. There's people who think he's hot? No. Gross. Yeah, his sentencing's coming up quick. Blind people. They really do. Well, yeah. I mean, I see that. There's actually also a page out there called Jeffrey Dahmer Shrine. And they're actually using AI to make Jeffrey Dahmer shop, buy things, go to places, go to clubs, do things that he would have been doing in real life had he never been a complete waste of space. Isn't that crazy? And somebody is running that page, and the comments under there are just like all about how much people love him and how cool he is and how cool he was, and too bad you didn't meet me during that time. Like, it's so weird. Very punchable face. Welcome in, Tom. So glad to see you today. It's so crazy. For those interested, I'm having LFC for dinner. Is that KFC? Or what is LFC? Remind me. I fell down a deeper rabbit hole than Alice and just gets gross. Yeah, I agree with that. Tom says, hi, Hannah. Even Quasimodo had a fan. That's what I said. KFC or LFC? Oh, KFC. Yum. Sounds delicious. Okay, let's see what else is said here. Kohberger pleaded guilty to 4 counts of first-degree premeditated murder and 1 count of burglary on July 2nd, 2024. The former PhD student admitted to the crimes he was being prosecuted for, thus putting an end to his highly anticipated murder trial set to start in August in Boise, Idaho. Kohberger will be formally sentenced to life without the possibility of parole on July 23, 2025. The prime-time non-cable network interview will coincide with the 3rd anniversary of the grisly murders of 4 University of Idaho students in Moscow, Idaho. Oh, wow. I don't know that that was very nice. Kohberger already admitted to unlawfully entering the students' off-campus house at 1122 King Road through an unlocked door and systematically murdering Madison Mogan, Kaylee Gonsalves, both 21, Ethan Chapin, and Xana Kernodle, both 20. According to the state of Idaho, Kohberger targeted one or all of the students and used a military-type K-bar knife to carry out the grisly murders. See, this is where I run into having a hard time believing, some of the stuff that you read. Like I said, take it with a grain of salt, because who knows if this is reputable. Apparently, you have to be a demon to have a fan club. Normal guy doesn't stand a chance. Tom, you make your fan club, and I promise you I will send the girls your way. You don't worry about that. Not gonna lie, I thought LFC stood for London Fried Chicken. I'm sorry. Cara, you made me sound like a goose. I just honked. My mama loves the coleslaw. My mama loves the coleslaw. That made me laugh, Cara. KFC's okay, but they put mayo on it, and even what? Well, who puts mayonnaise on something from KFC? Ew, Tom, you're awesome. What is happening with this? Court will begin soon. We're probably waiting on him to get done shaving his eyebrows. Kohberger family to receive payment for supplying never-before-seen pictures? What? Has anybody heard of that? Tom says you need a second mortgage on your house to buy KFC nowadays. That's funny. Do people in the UK think we mainline mayo? I mean, on some things, yeah, we do. I mean, that is the truth. That is the truth. I would so much rather cook at home than eat out, but there's just some days when at the end of the day you're just too tired sliding down the wall. According to sources, like I said, take this as a grain of salt. If it was the Kohberger family that convinced Bryan Kohberger to consent to the interview, Amanda Kohberger, 37, has had to move back to her parents' home in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania. Both of Kohberger's older sisters, Amanda and Melissa, were working in the mental health care industry. One was terminated, the other resigned, shortly after their brother's arrest in December of 2022. Oh, here we go, guys.
All right. We are on the record in State v. Kohberger, CR 0124-31665. Present today by video is the defendant in custody with counsel, Ms. Taylor, Ms. Barlow, and Ms. Massoth. State is represented by Mr. Thompson, Mr. Hurwitz, and Ms. Jennings. On behalf of the media petitioners, we have Ms. Olson and Mr. Pedersen. Today's hearing is to discuss the media's request to terminate the non-dissemination order. The state filed a response indicating it was no longer objecting to that, and the defense did file an objection indicating that they do have a continued objection to lifting the non-dissemination order. I've read the briefs that have been provided by the parties, and I'm going to attempt to shortcut things here a little bit by asking whether the defense, who is the objecting party, has anything additional to add beyond what it had in its briefing before. I don't know that I need to hear from, frankly, the petitioner. I think the briefing was adequate, so let me just start with Ms. Taylor to see if there's anything else she wants to add.
Your Honor, there is not, but if there's further argument, Ms. Barlow will be making that argument on behalf of the defense.
All right. And to be fair, Ms. Olson, was there anything you felt was important to add that was not contained within your briefing?
Your Honor, we would just briefly say in response to the defendant's brief, we certainly understand the expressed concern about the media coverage of their client. We don't think continuing the non-dissemination order helps that at all. It simply continues to limit the ability of the members of the press to reach out to the people who know the most about the case. It doesn't obligate them to say anything. We also understand that they expressed that there was a due process right related to the sentencing. I read the case that they submitted. I think that there is obviously a due process right at sentencing, but I don't think that case is really it doesn't provide any guidance to the court here, because that was about information provided to the court. And given the very limited scope, and we understand it's very important, but given the very limited scope of what's to be decided at the sentencing, we don't think the arguments that Mr. Kohberger made should outweigh at this stage the First Amendment rights of our clients. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, in light of that response by the media outlets or interested outlets, Ms. Barlow, do you want to add anything?
I would only say, Your Honor, as this court is well aware, the publicity in this case is so extensive and emotions are already so high that adding fuel to the fire of media interviews or a rush to interview people as they leave the courthouse or enter the courthouse would only increase the concerns that the defense has. And even though the plea has a specific sentence attached to it, as this court is well aware, things happen in plea hearings and, sentencing hearings. And to minimize the possibility of that, we request that this order stay in place.
All right, thank you. All right, as the court has considered the petition, frankly, the court was prepared at the time the plea was entered to lift the non-dissemination order in order to give the parties time to evaluate that and to ensure I wasn't missing anything. When both sides objected, I agreed to continue the non-dissemination order. I also indicated that I would have the potential to look at that again before sentencing, because frankly, I anticipated the motion from somebody, in this case, the Ms. Olson and her clients, was likely to be coming. At this point, I do not believe the purpose of the non-dissemination order, the primary purpose, which is to ensure that we can seat a impartial jury, is any longer at play. The concerns identified by the defendant, while certainly not to minimize those, they are concerns and they are significant concerns. I do not think, however, the non-dissemination order and the right of the public to information is outweighed or outweighs those rights, I should say. And frankly, I don't think that lifting the non-dissemination order will meaningfully impact those concerns. I mean, the media frenzy, as it has been described, will continue regardless. It is a little bit like water will find low ground. In this case, the media is going to write about something regardless about this case. The lifting the non-dissemination order does not require the counsel or others who were previously bound by it to speak. And the state has indicated they don't intend to until after the sentencing. And certainly I would hope that the media interests would respect those positions and give people the space that they need and request. In terms of, for example, the defendant's family and others coming and going at the sentencing, we intend to have, as we did before, appropriate security measures in place to ensure that they, as well as the victims, are allowed to get in and out unscathed by the media, if that's what they wish to do, or if they wish to speak to the media, they can do that as well. At this point, I just don't think that I can justify the continuation of the non-dissemination order. I think the rights of the public to information in this case is paramount, given the fact that a plea has been entered in this case, and so I'm going to lift the non-dissemination order. But I want to point out what that means and what it doesn't mean. So obviously nobody's required to speak to the media, first of all. Second of all, I want to be clear that the court's prior preservation order to the parties is not lifted and continues to stay in place. And so it's important to understand that those obligations still exist. And then the other thing I want to point out is that by lifting the non-dissemination order, that does not convert sealed documents to unsealed documents. Documents previously sealed by the court are still sealed. Now, I see the media also filed a petition to be heard to unseal everything. I'm denying that outright. The request to intervene, because I think it's premature at this point. So the court will its intent is to, after sentencing, begin the process of reviewing all the sealed material in this case to determine what should be unsealed and what should not be unsealed. That process will include an opportunity for counsel to register any objections to unsealing documents, specific documents, and request to redact certain sealed documents before they are unsealed, or unseal them in a redacted form. I intend to do that in groupings of documents at a time. As I sit here now, my thought is I'm going to start from newest to oldest because those are the ones that I have the most working knowledge of as to the reason for the sealing of the documents as well as the content of those documents. And so I think I can get through those more quickly. As we move backward in time, it's going to take further, more extensive review by the court to figure out, to obviously review the content of those documents, listen to those hearings, et cetera, and determine why they were sealed and whether that rationale still is necessary or that rationale still requires the documents to maintain that sealed status. And so before everybody gets out their pen and paper and sends in public records requests, understand those will be denied for sealed records until they are unsealed. And that process is going to take time. And I'm not talking days. I'm probably not talking weeks for that to be accomplished. So I hope people understand patience will be required to get through that as I'm going to have to review those myself to make those decisions. Now, we may be able to speed things up if neither party objects to groupings of documents or specific documents being unsealed. But it's important to review those because those documents may include information that pursuant to Rule 32 are not to be made public, including birth dates, social securities, information about minors and victims, and information that would be essentially inappropriate to unseal, including protection of individuals from undue harassment, et cetera. And so that's just going to take time. In addition, I'm unlikely to unseal much until after sentencing and after the appeals period has run. Now, I recognize the plea agreement includes a waiver of the right to appeal, but as the parties probably know, the U.S. Supreme Court in Garza versus Idaho has indicated the fact that a defendant waives the right to appeal doesn't mean they don't have the right to appeal. And so it may affect the outcome of that appeal, and it may affect the underlying case and the plea agreement. But nonetheless, the right to appeal does not go away because of the waiver. And so I think it's important for that time period to also play itself out to see that it goes the way that I think people intend and expect it to. And so I will be entering an order in the next week or so outlining the process for the review of the sealed records. And counsel will need to maintain a presence in the case in order to review those materials as they are proposed to be unsealed by the court. Because the timeline that I will likely give you will not be, I suspect, extensive as for each group of records. So I might give you 14 days, for example, to provide a response as to a group of, a dozen or a couple dozen records at a time. So just sort of heads up and fair play with respect to that. Any questions by the parties about the ruling today?
Not from the state, Your Honor. Thank you.
No questions from the defense. Thank you.
So Olson, do you have any questions?
And I don't, Your Honor. I wasn't certain if I was included within the parties. I would just say I think that the court's proposed manner of moving forward on the sealed records will likely largely address our interests, and we appreciate the court setting that out in this hearing today.
Yeah. If certain records after review maintain their sealed status, it would be at that point that I would entertain requests for me to consider that more formally and to have a voice in that. But I think until I've gone through that process, it's premature, which is why I don't intend to take up your motion, your more recent filed motion at this time. So,
thank you, Your Honor. We appreciate that.
All right. And with that, then we are adjourned. Thank you. I'll see you next week.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, hell. So he entered a plea of guilty, and he's waived his right to the appeal as part of the deal. But the judge clarified that under the U.S. Supreme Court precedents, that some rights cannot be entirely waived, even with a plea deal, right? Um, Even if a defendant waives their right to an appeal in a plea agreement, the waiver is not absolute. That's one of the things that I think that we knew, but hearing it out loud is a little bit more definitive. And in my reasoning for that, my thought process for that is the families, they were half and half on whether the plea deal was acceptable for purposes of getting this done and over with, and some of the families don't agree with that. And my first thought process was, could it be revenge? And that's the reason that they don't want to. That's the reason that they want to see a trial and all that stuff. But the more and more I go through this, the more my thought process has changed to the side of the family that really wanted to see this go to trial, not for revenge, but for purposes of things like this. He would have had the chance to appeal through the process had they gone through a trial anyway. But now it's, yeah, yeah. I bet nobody told the families. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. Yeah, exactly. You admit to it, but then you know that at some point in time they're going to be an appeal. And so a lot of us know, hi, Maria, a lot of you know that there are so many loopholes in the system that he could get out on a technicality at that point. And that's a problem. That's a problem. Class versus United States in 2018, the court ruled that a guilty plea does not bar all constitutional challenges on appeal, specifically claims that the law itself is unconstitutional, which is kind of the stuff that even Stephen Stern's lawyer is pulling right now, saying that the law itself is unconstitutional. So pulling up statutes that have to do with how they maintain law itself. I mean, yeah, he mainly avoided the death penalty by doing this for now. Yeah, absolutely. It's another game for him, so he can prolong the torment on the families. That's gross. That's gross, isn't it? So theoretically, he can still appeal on grounds like the statute that he was charged under was unconstitutional. Maybe that the court lacked some jurisdiction. He had ineffective assistance of counsel. Yeah, that would be a hard sell. Due process violations occurred during pretrial or plea negotiations. It could be so many different things. Hi, Joy. Welcome in. If he says he won't appeal, and even if he signs a waiver, the Constitution still protects certain rights. And so those protections are overridden. You know, they're not overridden by the plea deal alone. I think that's what I took out of this hearing more than anything else. The fact that they're lifting the gag order is something that, you know, we knew kind of was going to happen. It's a dissemination order, so there'll be certain things that they'll allow to come out, and we all heard that there'll be certain things that they won't allow to come out. So lifting that order doesn't really give you full access to all the documents or full access to all the people or families involved, but it does lift some of the, and he's going to be very clear when he sends that out on what they're going to lift and what documents, which likely will take through the sentencing phase. Morgan Geyser's Slenderman case conditional release plan has been tentatively approved by a judge pending a final review. Did that just happen? I thought that had happened already, but that's amazing information. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, guys, I'm not going to keep you today. It's noon. I know allegedly speculating has a live scheduled at 12:30 my time, but I will be back at 7 p.m. Central tonight to hang out with you guys and go over a couple of things. Donna had a motions hearing a while back. I want to go over that because I never did get to talk about it. There's a couple of cases out of the UK that I want to go over. Of course, I do want to talk about a little more about what the judge said here in this Idaho 4 case. I want to talk a little bit about some other things that have come out. There's a couple of other cases that are going to trial, excuse me, this month of August. There's a case, Shanna Gardner and Mario Fernandez. I'm sure a lot of people know who that is. And then some other new documents that came out in the Vance Bolter case that I want to talk about. I just have a lot that I want to talk to you guys about. I just want to push the button and go live like every time I find something. But unless you guys have anything else, they announced it 30 minutes ago. Okay. They won't go anywhere, but the family still have to worry about it. I know. I agree. No. Yeah, I'd stay forever. I'd stay forever. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. Like I said, you guys could have went anywhere to see this, and so I appreciate you guys hanging out, and I will see you later on this afternoon or later on this evening. As always, thank you for hanging out with Hio. You guys have a great rest of your evening.